Hey Soul Tribe, welcome to your election aftermath divine guidance reading. I have felt called to take a few minutes, throw some cards. No matter whatever your political leaning is, this is going to resonate for anybody who has been paying attention to the United States elections. There are a lot of people who have been completely terrified that the bad things could happen, the bad things are going to happen again. A lot of folks are having some flashbacks to approximately 8 years ago. If you are noticing a bunch of memories cropping up to the surface, you are being guided to observe. You need to observe those energies. You need to take time and recognize that yes, there is a cycle that will be repeating, but you shouldn't allow anybody else to dictate what that story is. November 19th, we go into Aquarius. We start entering into Aquarian energy. That is free thinking. That is a chance for you to take the container of all of your experiences, and then you get to decide how it is you wish to move forward. I do have the 8 of Pentacles, and we have it at the bottom of the wibbly wobbly, just because there's so much going on in the shadow and a lot going on in the undertow. You've been working hard on like a special project. Maybe you've been working towards helping bring peace and calm to your family members and loved ones around you. But underneath that 8 of Pentacles, we do have the 3 of Swords. Like, a lot of people are heartbroken, but if you look at the undertow, there are more people who are feeling cathartic. There are people feeling relief, and it's going to be very, what's the word I'm thinking of? You have to be extremely cautious with those energies, because at the end of the day, an election is nothing more than a human experiment to have unified collective thought, and that experiment is failing at this particular point. After we go to cut, we do the card of Temperance. Well, this is Aquarian, this particular card. You could either take into account that there's a lot of sand, that there is nothing to work with, or you actually have the perfect container and the perfect opportunity in order to practice your spiritual gifts underneath their Knight of Cups, and no longer succumbing to relationships that they promise power, they promise recognition, they promise money, they promise stability, and none of them are able to actually deliver on it. For 2025, like, I've been trying to figure out what is the word for this upcoming year, because those of you who've been on my journey with my previous channel, Sacred as Fuck Divination, you've heard me call out the mantra over and over again for 2024. You need to observe. You need to observe what's going on. You can't take it personally and try not to be offended when someone tells you don't take it personally. It's how do you detach yourself from situations and start looking at it as you would a TV show, looking at it as you would a movie or a book. What is it that the collective has let go of? We do have the card of Strength, and in a lot of ways, having to face your intuition. What is it about your intuition that was correct this entire time? Because a few of you are afraid of repeating cycles, especially, I think this is the 8. Yeah, like repeating karmic cycles, like, in a lot of ways, like there is an ask within here for those of you where this is actually making a little bit of sense. There's a little bit of encouragement in here, despite whatever your politics, despite your belief system, no matter what it is that you have experienced over the last 4 to 8 years, and in whatever country that you're associated with. There's actually something that you have learned that doesn't irk you anymore. You've been able to build up your skill sets. Like, I'm actually really excited for you. Like, this is something that has been completed. This is a karmic path that you're being invited to eject yourself from. Other people will be having their perceptions of things, and they're absolutely allowed to have their perception of the situation. But for 2025, I'm seeing this as the year of transparency. When we ourselves take the opportunity to acknowledge our shadow, we're willing to acknowledge our weaknesses and the aspects of ourselves that maybe we don't like, but we can still love it anyways, to equal proportion, will we be able to see the true likeness of others. You can't judge other people, especially if you know deep down inside they are hurting. They are sick. They are full of regret. They know they're not in a loving relationship. Because we got the sun right here. Like, despite what others might say, despite what your lizard brain might be struggling with right now, there's a version of you that is actually kind of excited. Because here's the thing, you're on a repeat episode. You've actually gone through this before. If you can remember the person who you were 8 years ago, how are you doing now versus how you were doing then? You see this King of Cups. It's funny, I want to call it a King of Pentacles. Here's your opportunity that you can take away from this situation. Everything in the world, in the news, what your friends talk about, what you observe in the streets is all a reflection of what it is that you need to know within your own divine guidance. What kind of people have you aligned yourself with for the sake of safety, for the sake of perceived romance, for the sake of being seen? There's a sunk cost fallacy wound that you fell for, and you're being asked to say no more. You thought you ejected yourself from a cycle, but a lot of the karma still followed you through. Hail to the fire department. I also have an air raid siren, so it better not go off right now. It's not during the test time, but you guys are getting the signs and the synchronicities. Like, if you are somehow magnetized to this message, you're a very small minority of people who may actually understand what it is I'm talking about. You guys are extraordinarily psychic. And with great power does come great responsibility. So, in the spirit of all things, I do have the Ace of Joints. Like, what is it that the collective at this point, no matter how many fucks you have to offer or you've withdrawn all of the fucks given, do whatever it is that makes the most sense for you. But what can the collective release in order to move forward? What can they focus their energy on? And what's the overall general guidance? Get the Ace of Bongs. This is the Ace of Cups. We went from doing things out of passion and trying over and over and over again to keep that wand lit. $420, baby. But when we're focused on our self-love, we finally magnetize all the love in the world. Like, I'm hearing, baby, let the good times roll. You guys are, despite the tone, and I'm feeling kind of somber, mostly because I want to be respectful to your lizard brain, because not all of you are anywhere close to 100%, including yours truly. But 10 reduces to a 1, and it's a realization when you are actually focused on yourself, when you actually are taking care of yourself. You're able to magnetize all the happiness, and then it compounds in on itself and you get to embody it even more. This is a type of inflation you technically want. Someone's in here is like, fuck you, fairies. Well, fuck you too. We have the Tower. This is the decision. This is where we are at. There's no going back. Once this baby breaks, you got to throw it away. You could recycle it. You could turn it into an art piece. And if that's what you feel called to do, go nuts. I will always enable anybody to express themselves through art any day of the fucking week. But are you doing it because you enjoy it? You're speaking from your heart? Or are you trying to get somebody's attention? art is changing, and it has to change because so many people, it's really easy for them to create artwork, and there's nothing wrong with that per se, but the meaning behind the artistry is getting lost. There's a lot of awakened souls, including awakened artists. Like, are you a Van Gogh? Are you a Monet? Are you a Gustav Klimt? Are you an Andy Warhol? And everyone's like, I'm not that motherfucking whore. That's the AI Jen. For which I respect that. Maya be all like, Vincent Van Gogh, fuck yourself. They're all completely enamored in this energy. We have the Seven of Pentacles right here. What you can focus on is what you've already sown, what it is that you've already started working on. You're actually not starting from scratch. Like, this is only one piece of paraphernalia in your whole plan, and there's actually something way better. Like, those of you who know me, I've gotten into glass blowing, and it's sort of this like freedom where it's like, if I drop this bong, first of all, no, all of my weed friends are secretly ashamed of me. Don't tell them I did that. Shh. But then there's another half of me, it's like, I could make one of these. Like, you know, I'll contact my buddy Brian and be like, so how does one create a bong out of glass? And I'm pretty sure he would be able to help me. Like, you've already magnetized the right kind of people to get you started. You've already magnetized the right people into your existence, where you, in some ways, it's like if you looked around and if you lost something, what is it that you already have? What is it that you have been collecting, and you realize, and you know, you're not hoarding, but you have been collecting it, that you're going to finally be able to make use of it. Maya is completely enamored by the deer that are hanging out in the in my magical forest. Nope. Deer watch is negatory, my friends. What kind of guidance would Spirit have for you? The Page of Joints. Like, start experimenting. And not like experimenting on drugs. You've maybe gone through that phase. It's actually time for you to take all the wisdom from those moments that you were checked out, those moments when you went a little bit manic, those moments when you were kind of stuck within a PTSD cycle, those moments where you were like, am I talking to my ancestors or am I just crazy? The answer could easily be yes. I can't diagnose you, so I can just tell you that you're crazy, but that's okay. If you know what it is that you know, you can still talk to your therapist about what it is you think, feel, and believe, and you would still be able to maintain some good relationships with people, and you can actually be a little bit more authentic. You can be a little bit more of yourself. My friends, no matter what it is that you've taken away over the events of the last couple of days, regardless if you are a resident of this country or if you've just been a passive observer, there's a reason why you're magnetized to this story. Can you get to know yourself? Can you understand your motivations? Can you finally take a step back and recognize that, one, you're really psychic. Two, you know what? You have nothing left to lose if you just take care of yourself and love upon yourself. And you know you have everything that you need to move forward. I'm just saying. Whew. Well, whoever you guys are, damn. I really hope that this helped. I'm going to be extending this, so please make sure to check out details in the description below. Those of you who are part of the membership, you already have access. And if you're kind of curious about what the next message is going to be, because we channeled it a little bit earlier today, just talking about a very interesting story about what it means to actually be psychic. So if you feel drawn towards that, details in the link below. And until I see you at the next one, I'm wishing you peace, love, and all the berries.